Burning Force. That's right, people, I'm playing Burning Force. Not to be confused with Burning Ranges, which is another epic game from Sega. Yeah, it's pretty simplistic to explain. It's a shooter. You ride jet skis and shoot stuff, and you fly planes and shoot stuff. And you know, if I had a Sega Dreamcast, I would be playing Burning Rages, but I don't have that, and I don't have Burning Rages. Mainly because of the fact that I got interested in Burning Ranges thanks to Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed. But this is not Burning Ranges. This is Burning whatever it was. Burning Forces. Yeah. But yeah, it's a pretty fun game. I've test played it before I actually decided to do a video of it. Quite fun. That was basically the first stage, like first area of stage 1. I'm basically going to play this as far as I can. So you get 3 hits per life, you got several lives per credit, you got 3 credits. I'm going to play it to the point where I've got no credits and no lives remaining. So yeah, enjoy the ride. So yeah, I don't mind these sort of games. Like, a lot of people think that these games are kind of boring, but I love these games. Yeah! I also love the fact that you're riding a hopper jet ski thing that makes no contact with the water. It is so futuristic and badass, and you're shooting warframes on a jet ski bike thing. Stop that up. I also love when you die, you actually see your character do like epic somersaults and stuff, and then land in another one. Like another one just magically spawns underneath the character. I also love the music, just listen to that music. It's pretty damn catchy. Especially for like a Megadrive game. Or Genesis if you live in America. But yeah, I actually do love these sort of games. And the reason why I was saying that this isn't like Burning Ranges, as much as I'd like to get Burning Ranges, the reason why I got addicted to Burning Ranges so much on Sega and All-Stars Racing Transformed is mainly because of the song. I'll edit the video, so I'll put a bit of music in here from the actual game. So now. So yeah, that was like basically part of the main theme from Burning Ranges. It's a pretty badass sounding game from what I read on the wiki. In that you're basically part of a international thing of firefighters, or some such thing. And you know, that sort of thing is pretty jaded nowadays, but I do like the appeal of it. I do like the character design. On this game, I actually do love the character design as well. I love the vehicle designs. And in terms of shooters, it is pretty interesting. Like, it kind of reminds me a little bit of Afterburner, but at the same time it also has feelings of other stuff as well. I also loved it that before this big ship thing came, you had like a half-destroyed Death Star in the background. I should take that back, it looks more like a destroyed egg dome from Sonic or something. Okay, that was 1 credit. I've got 2 more credits after this, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, the boss fights are a bit ridiculous when it comes to difficulty. That is actually one of the interesting things in this game. I also love the fact that that plane thing that you drive into looks like a stoned frog. It's like, bleh. Go, 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 go. I think a lot more games would be interesting if they had games like this. And This game isn't that bad actually. Like the controls are very responsive. The graphics for a 16-bit game on Megadrive, I think it was 16-bit, or 32-bit, one of them. I do love the vibrant use of color that it has. Like each of the ships are actually really nicely designed. Their attack patterns are pretty cool too. Like, it may be all retro games, and it may be like having a retro hard on or something, but do a barrel roll. But I thoroughly enjoy these games. I think I actually like these sort of games a bit more than the newer games, mainly for the fact that a lot of the newer games, they're just too dark. I think games these days would be a bit more enjoyable if they had a bit more colour. I'm not saying like, what's his name? I'm not saying like the guy who did Killer is Dead and all that, but because that sort of vibrancy is retarded. Granted, I see his name, Suda51. Granted, his games are alright, but there's a way of, like, there's a distinct way of making a game vibrant like this, and then having the vibrancy just for the retardation factor. And I know that The Escapist covered this, but I agree with him wholeheartedly on this. Why is it every time that we gotta think of some sort of disturbing fictional thing, the first thing that comes to mind is Alice in Wonderland? Like, forgive me for being a bone picker, but there's a lot more messed up characters and fantasy things out there. One of the real good ones out there is like Jekyll and Hyde. It may not be as trippy as Alice in Wonderland, I know that, but there is a lot of undeveloped psychotic terror and trauma and stuff, like all real heavy mental disturbing stuff that people could go with Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, but no one dares do it. And the reason why I think they don't is because of the fact that it would not only scare a lot of people, like I would love to see a genuinely scary version of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. A lot of the attempts that I've tried have been pretty good, but none of them have really terrified me. And considering the premise of it, it is a very dark and haunting sort of thing. Like, you've got a man who has another part of himself who he can't control. This man is basically, or this entity that's inside him, is everything that he isn't, and he is genuinely afraid of it. Like movie verses and stuff have stuffed it up because they make out that he's got control of it. But the thing is, he doesn't really have that much of a hold on it. I know it's going to kind of reference anime now, but for a long time in Bleach and Naruto, they did not have control of their respective parasitic entities. Like, it took Naruto, what, 4, maybe 500 chapters of manga, nearly as much episodes in anime, including the fillers, just so he could tame the nine-tailed fox. And in Bleach, it took him a long time to master his Zanbakuto. It took him a long time to master his Zanbakuto. But in a way, when they first discovered their powers and stuff, they had no control of the other entity that was inside them. And in a way, it's a very terrifying thing to have another presence inside and have no control over it. I think that would be a very terrifying way to live. And the fact of the matter is, Jekyll and Hyde is a perfect example of that. The duality of a person's psyche. And the way I'm going on right now is kind of witting myself out. This is what happens when you did psychology in a tertiary course last year. Yeah, I did actually do a bit of psychology last year as part of the course I was doing. It was actually very fascinating, like learning about the different types of psychology and the different theories behind them. Like I think that one of my favorite ones was going into like behaviorism and that sort of thing. And behaviorism was like the study of behavior and that sort of thing. Another one of them was what was it? Psychoanalysis, which was what Sigmund Freud and Carl Jung were famous for. Granted, their opinions differed, and that was actually one of the things that made the things kind of controversial, especially with Sigmund, I should say. Then I was saying Siegfried, so I do apologise out there. But the reason why his stuff was so controversial in psychology was the fact that in his time, which was, you know, early 20th century, his form of analysis was had a lot to do with sex and that sort of thing. And back in them days, talking about sex was very taboo. Ouch. But yeah, he changed it. Like, he changed psychology forever. And so did everyone else, like all the other famous psychologists. One of the ones that actually has been getting a lot of attention recently, like new school of psychology now, is positive enforcement psychology. The psychology which studies into happiness. Can't exactly remember what year it came out, but it came out pretty recently, like in the last 15 years or so. So it is relatively new to the rest of it. And you know, there's been books written and all that sort of stuff. But I think I should stop talking about psychology, because chances are some of my former classmates are gonna like see this, and if I made any mistakes, they're gonna most likely correct me. So I'll just shut up if I made anything wrong. Okay, I got 2 credits left. But yeah, I did love the subject though, but unfortunately late last year I actually did start getting pretty sick. Like, my health actually deteriorated rather quickly. But I got that wrapped up pretty fast. I ended up not being able to finish the actual course because of it. But that's not going to stop me from going ahead with what I planned in doing this year. Granted, I couldn't get into the course I wanted to at the moment, which is actually animation. I'm actually planning on doing 2 courses in the next couple of years, and that's animation and film work. Because truth be told, I do have a passion for it. Like I love animation and stuff. I love how the creative process of filmmaking works. So if I can, I wouldn't mind becoming a filmmaker myself, or an animator. But you know, things I learned that can be used for other stuff as well, like project management and that sort of thing as well. But if I can actually do films and stuff, I'd love to do that. But yeah. Actually, speaking of film work and stuff, that sort of thing, I got into a TV series recently, and it was called Face Off. And it's basically about Hollywood special effects artists competing against each other. You know, making costumes and makeup and all that sort of stuff. And it's pretty good, it's pretty interesting to watch. But I digress. If you got a chance to check it out, check it out. Being a game player and stuff, I actually do check out what other people do on YouTube. I came across a couple of channels which were interesting. And some of the people's biggest complaints were attacks that they couldn't avoid. Like, there was one where it was, I can't remember what person it was, that they were playing some sort of RPG. I can't remember what RPG it was either, because it wasn't long ago. But they could not avoid a single move, and it kept stopping them up. It kinda was funny, because the amount this person was raging, but I could understand it so much. Like, I can understand why people get angry at games, because sometimes the games will screw with you. But I think that's all part of their charm as well. Like, they are meant, on some levels, meant to screw with you. Like horror games where they're like really heavy with the psychotic, the psychological stuff. Yeah, I love them sort of. I love seeing people play that. God, what the hell is this thing? Okay, they've got. What the hell is this thing? Looks like. It's a mech on a throne with two mechs to the side. Kinda clever. It's either got a throne. It's either a throne or a big mech with a mech sticking out of his crotch and a mech that was stuck on each side. I'm guessing that one more than the latter, former. And I killed it, so good on me. Yeah. I actually do like the layout of the stage too. It looks pretty awesome. Like pink and black checkered board for the floor. I love that. I love the fact that it's got like a Colosseum sort of thing with the statuettes that I keep passing. And I did not mean to do that. And the background looks pretty ominous too. It's like I'm approaching some sort of giant technological structure or a giant robotic jellyfish or something. I also do like the way this HUD is laid out too in this game. Like, the HUD has everything you need to know, like player wise, but at the same time, god damn it, at the same time it has everything minimalist. Like with some games they got the HUD and it's got everything, but it just takes so much of your screen up. And with this, it's barely noticeable. It's just like the top inch and a half of the screen and the bottom inch and a half of the screen, meaning there's like bugger all room taken. Like, I do like games where they do that sort of thing. Like, I personally, like, I know people who play like MMOs and stuff, like World of Warcraft and stuff, and I've watched people play it, and I could not wrap my head around that sort of interface. It just takes so much of the damn screen up, and I couldn't handle that. Then again, a lot of people can, and they can multitask and stuff. I do respect that. A lot of people say I should try out World of Warcraft, but I don't think I'd have the patience for it, knowing my personality towards the normal figures. But yeah, I have tried some MMOs out before, but I got, like, the longest lasting ones I ended up playing was Megaten and of all things MapleStory, against my better judgment. Don't get me wrong, I did love Megaten though, but the other one I did not like. After a while, MapleStory just got stupid. And I'm dead. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, and keep an eye out for my future videos. Hope you enjoyed Burning Force.